Mathacube presents The Algebra Awakening, written by Ujwal Ranga. Introduction: A Journey Beyond Numbers. Welcome, daring explorer. You are about to step into a world where algebra isn't just numbers and letters on a page. It's the language of the stars, the logic behind the universe, and the key to unlocking unimaginable power. This is no ordinary math book. It's a cosmic adventure. In these pages, you will join Noah, a courageous and curious young adventurer, and Z-Cube, a wise, mysterious, and often witty talking cube from the far reaches of space. Their paths collide on the enigmatic planet Xyrius Prime, a world filled with alien wonders, ancient secrets, and towering mathematical trials. When Noah's spaceship crashes onto this dangerous world, his only hope of returning home lies in reassembling its scattered parts. But there's a catch. Every path is guarded by logic, every gate sealed by an equation, and every step forward demands the courage to solve. This isn't just a series of lessons. It's a galactic test of heart and mind. Each chapter unfolds like an episode in an epic saga, one that challenges your mind while thrilling your imagination. You'll journey through shadowy labyrinths of linear equations, scale the soaring heights of polynomials, unlock the hidden pathways of functions, and venture into the swirling depths of radicals. You'll battle monstrous problems, unlock ancient algebra signs that look like magical symbols, and face enemies made entirely of math. Every story-driven moment has been carefully crafted to make the math real, to transform concepts into tools, symbols into allies, and formulas into stepping stones toward victory. Whether you're decoding systems of equations or navigating the logic of inequalities, you'll do it with purpose, guided by the rich narrative and the bond between Noah and Z-Cube. This book is crafted for dreamers, thinkers, builders, and explorers. Whether you love math or fear it, whether you're a young student, a curious parent, or an imaginative teacher, prepare for an unforgettable journey. Every formula has a reason. Every lesson has a purpose. And every page draws you deeper into the universe of possibilities that algebra offers. So, are you ready to awaken your inner hero? Strap in, hold tight, the galaxy awaits. Your mission begins now. Chapter 1: The Crash on Xyrius Prime. Introduction to Algebra in a New World. Noah's head pounded as he slowly regained consciousness. The last thing he remembered was his spaceship spinning out of control, alarms blaring, and then darkness. Now he found himself slumped in his pilot's seat, emergency lights flickering in the dimly lit cabin. The sharp smell of burnt circuits filled the air. A soft crackling sound came from the ship's damaged control panel, and red warning messages flashed on the screens. His fingers fumbled as he unbuckled his seatbelt, and he winced as he tried to stand. Every muscle in his body ached. Through the cracked windshield, an eerie landscape stretched before him. The sky was an unnatural shade of deep violet, with two massive moons glowing overhead. Jagged rock formations jutted out of the ground like the broken teeth of some ancient creature. But the strangest sight of all was the glowing symbols hovering in midair. They weren't just random lights. They were numbers, letters, and mathematical expressions, shifting and rearranging like living things. Some floated lazily in the breeze, while others flick-aired with a strange energy, pulsing in and out of existence. Noah reached for his helmet's scanner and activated it. The readings confirmed that the air was breathable, but the scanner picked up something odd, an energy unlike anything he had ever encountered before. It wasn't just radiation or heat. It was as if the very air carried information, a language written in invisible waves. "I need to fix my ship," Noah muttered to himself. His voice sounded small in the vast emptiness. He took a deep breath and pushed open the hatch. A hiss of air escaped as he stepped onto the rocky ground. The surface beneath his feet was unlike any planet he had seen. It reacted to his presence, glowing faintly where he stepped. Lines of light formed patterns on the ground, twisting into geometric shapes, triangles, squares, and spirals, as if responding to his movement. Then, without warning, the floating symbols began to shift and rearrange in front of him. A deep otherworldly voice echoed through the air. "X plus 3 equals 7. Solve for X." Noah froze. His heart pounded. "Who said that?" he called out, glancing around. There was no response. The numbers hovered expectantly, flickering as if impatient. Then, before he could react, a sudden gust of wind howled through the valley. The shadows around him twisted, forming into a dark vortex made entirely of numbers and letters. It whirled menacingly, as if alive. Noah took a step back, his mind racing. Is this planet made of math? The symbols flickered again, rearranging into another equation. 2y minus 4 equals 10. Solve for y. He stared at the glowing numbers, and then it hit him. Algebra. This world was governed by algebraic rules. Every move he made, every step he took, seemed to trigger a new equation. It was like the planet itself was testing him. Noah had always thought algebra was just a subject in school, something he had to memorize. But now it was real. It was alive. And, more than anything, it was standing in his way. Before he could attempt an answer, a soft humming sound filled the air. From behind a nearby rock, a strange object floated toward him. It was a cube, about the size of a soccer ball, hovering in midair. Its 6 sides were covered in mathematical symbols and equations that glowed faintly. As it approached, the numbers on its surface shifted and realigned like a puzzle solving itself. Then, to Noah's shock, it spoke. "Greetings, traveler," the cube said in a calm, measured voice. "I am Z-Cube, guardian of Xyrius Prime. Welcome to the world of algebra." Noah staggered back. You can talk?" Cube rotated in place, its numbers shifting again. Indeed, Xyrius Prime is a planet ruled by the laws of algebra. Everything here follows its principles. Noah shook his head, trying to process everything. But why? Why does this place work like this? Z-Cube's glow pulsed as it floated closer. That is a question with many answers, but one thing is certain. If you wish to survive and return home, you must master the language of this world. Variables, constants, and expressions will be your tools. Without them, you will be lost. Noah swallowed hard. He had spent countless hours in math class solving equations on paper. But now, algebra wasn't just something he needed for school. It was the key to survival. He wasn't sure if he was ready for this, but one thing was clear: he had no choice. Z-Cube hovered in front of him, its symbols flickering. "Let us begin. What is algebra?" Noah hesitated, unsure of what to say. Z-Cube answered for him, its voice steady and wise. "Algebra is the language of patterns and relationships. It helps us solve problems by using symbols instead of just numbers. In algebra, letters like X and Y represent unknown values, and we use equations to find out what those values are. Just like a spaceship needs a blueprint to be built, algebra gives us a blueprint to solve problems. Without it, the mysteries of this world and your way home will remain unsolved." As the air around him shimmered with strange energy, Noah realized that his adventure had only just begun. Meeting Z-Cube. Understanding variables and constants. Z-Cube's glow intensified as a series of symbols appeared on its surface. "In algebra," it began, "some values stay the same, while others can change. The values that never change are called constants. The ones that can change are called variables." A glowing equation formed in midair. X plus 5 equals 10. "Here," Z-Cube continued, "the number 5 is a constant. It will always be 5. But X is a variable. It can change depending on the equation. Can you figure out what number X must be?" Noah's mind raced. He had seen equations like this before in school. He hesitated, then spoke. "X must be 5? Z-Cube flashed a bright green light. "Correct. If you replace X with 5, the equation becomes 5 plus 5 equal to 10, which is true." Expressions. The building blocks of algebra. Z-Cube rotated, and new symbols replaced the equation. Now, let us talk about expressions. An algebraic expression is a combination of variables, constants, and operations. More glowing symbols floated in the air. 3x plus 2, 4y minus 7, a over 2 plus 8. These are all algebraic expressions, Z-Cube explained. They don't have an equal sign like an equation does, but they still follow mathematical rules. Noah nodded slowly, his confidence growing. So, if an equation is like a full sentence, an expression is like a phrase. Z-Cube pulsed with blue light. Excellent analogy. Expressions describe mathematical relationships, but equations go a step further and show equality. Why algebra matters. Noah looked at the glowing symbols, then at the strange, shifting landscape around him. "So, everything on this planet follows these rules?" "Precisely," Z-Cube confirmed. "Understanding algebra will help you unlock the secrets of Xyrius Prime, overcome challenges, and ultimately repair your spaceship. Without it, you will remain lost. Noah exhaled, determination replacing his initial fear. He had never thought of algebra as more than something he had to learn in school. But here, it was a tool, maybe even a weapon. "All right," he said, squaring his shoulders. "Teach me more." Z-Cube's glow brightened. "Then let us continue." Mystery unfolds. Noah watched in amazement as Z-Cube hovered beside him, its glowing numbers constantly shifting. Every time he moved, the symbols around him reacted, changing shape and form. He was beginning to realize that Xyrius Prime was not just a planet, it was a puzzle waiting to be solved. The very air around him seemed to hum with hidden mathematical energy, as if the world itself spoke in numbers. The four basic operations. Z-Cube projected four glowing symbols into the air: plus, minus, multiply, and divide. These, Z-Cube explained, are the fundamental operations of arithmetic. Every equation, every pattern on this planet is built upon them. Noah nodded. "Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I know those." "Good," Z-Cube said. "But knowing them is not enough. You must understand how they work together." Z-Cube spun, and the symbols rearranged into an equation. 8 plus 3 times 2. "What is the answer, Noah?" Z-Cube asked. Noah frowned. "Okay, first I add 8 and 3, which gives me 11. Then I multiply by 2, so the answer is 22. A loud buzzing noise filled the air, and Z-Cube flashed red. "Incorrect." Noah's heart sank. "What? But I did the math." Z-Cube's glow softened. "You forgot about the order of operations. Multiplication comes before addition. You must first multiply 3 times 2, which gives 6, and then add 8 plus 6 to get the correct answer. 14. Noah sighed. "So I have to follow a specific order when solving these problems?" "Yes," Z-Cube confirmed. "The correct order is 1, parentheses, 2, exponents, 3, multiplication and division from left to right, 4, addition and subtraction from left to right." This is called the order of operations. Without it, mathematical expressions would lead to different and often incorrect answers. Noah nodded slowly. "All right, I think I get it. What's next?" The real number system. Z-Cube's surface shimmered, revealing a glowing number line floating in midair. Now, we move on to the real number system. Everything in Xyrius Prime follows a structure. Numbers are not just random, they belong to different categories. ZQB highlighted different sections of the number line. Natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Integers. You can also say integers are whole numbers and their negatives. Rational numbers. Fractions and decimals that can be written as a ratio, half, 0.75, 3/4, etc. Irrational numbers. Numbers that cannot be written as a simple fraction. Z-Cube's voice took on a more serious tone. Numbers may seem simple, but they hold great power. Every symbol you see, every sequence has meaning. You must learn how to wield numbers correctly if you want to master the language of Xyrius Prime. Noah stared at the glowing number line. "I never realized numbers were so organized." "They are the foundation of this world," Z-Cube replied, "and the key to unlocking its secrets." Deciphering the alien code. A sudden gust of wind stirred the glowing symbols in the air, shifting them into new patterns. Noah narrowed his eyes. These weren't just random shapes. They were equations, messages waiting to be decoded. Z-Cube's glow pulsed. These are the ancient scripts of Xyrius Prime. To understand them, you must apply everything you have learned. Noah took a deep breath. He was beginning to see the patterns now. Algebra wasn't just a subject, it was the key to survival. And with Z-Cube's guidance, he was ready to unlock the mysteries of this strange world.